hiccups. Thursday night had a hiccup with a little rain. The Saturday last weekend. But otherwise, the weather has been gorgeous. Today was a spectacular day.
Yeah, we had some, oh my gosh, it was probably one of the most perfect days for Mardi Gras. I know that we also, at the beginning of our season, had a lot of issues with the trees that were hanging low on St. Charles. Those have been taken care of. The trees have been cut down so that a lot of the parade floats have not been impacted. So far, from what we know, Bacchus has not had any issues tonight, been flowing smoothly. And everyone has been out there. I was out there a little bit earlier before our coverage. I mean, Eric, if you guys don't understand how hard it is to get here to the convention center when we're doing this coverage.
Oh, it's hard to get anywhere.
It took us a good hour just to get here. And we were only a few blocks away. But that just tells you how many people are out here for Bacchus, for a parade season. It's amazing.
Well, this is one of the favorites. Last night you had the Super Crew of Endymion going down Mid-City, and then tonight you have Bacchus. Bacchus is always such a fan favorite.
Yes.
And this was the original Super Crew. They started back in 1968, and the reason they did it was to get more people into New Orleans. It was Pip Brennan and some other guys from the hospitality industry, and the whole idea behind it was to get more people in to New Orleans to celebrate Mardi Gras.
Right.
And
well, you know
worked.
what? I'm about to say it worked. And I think that it went way more beyond expectations for them because there are so many people here celebrating Mardi Gras. We have a lot of people who are in town right now. And look, everyone is rushing right now to where the parade will come inside of the Morial Convention Center because we know that the parade is going to come through in just a couple of seconds. And this is the highlight of being inside of the Bacchus Rendezvous.
And I'll tell you what, every year, here comes the Marine Band. But I say this every year. It's amazing how many people spend so much of their hard-earned money to give New Orleanians and tourists alike the greatest free show on earth.
Right. Oh, my goodness. And, growing up here, born and raised, and just watching this and seeing it from this side now, I always tell people it's frustrating as an adult.
Yeah.
Frustrating because of the traffic, but even more exciting because you get an opportunity to really just to see all of the excitement. I'm seeing a lot of my friends with their kids who are bringing their kids out to the routes. I'm seeing a lot of people that I went to high school with, college with. And
it's still one of the greatest times of the year. All right, let's go down the parade route where you're used to be.
My old stomping grounds. That is my old stomping grounds.
Whitney Miller's down there now. Whitney?
Hey, y'all. I am stomping on the ground down here for Sharice this evening. We are already, the vibe is high, okay? I see the Marine Corps is coming down, and I hear the drums. I'm excited to see this band. I don't know which band is first on the list, but I am excited to see what we have going on. The energy is lit. People are lit up, literally. I'm starting with a blank slate, though, because I know that they're going to get some good throws out here. Hopefully I get some light up beads, maybe something, a headpiece, something, so that I can start from scratch and then end with a very lit note, okay? But the Marine Corps is here, coming down with the flags. We'll just take a look and see.
So great to see the Marines here. They're under the director of the band director, Master Sergeant Justin Hauser. He's been there since, actually the band has been there since November 10th, 1775.
Right.
So it's longer than I've been alive.
Look, I wanted to say that was a little self-deprecating humor, and I did not say it, but
you were thinking it.
But that was when the newly formed Continental Marines marched to fifes and drums. Music has been an integral part of the United States Marine Corps, and I mean, we're always excited to see them lead some of our parades, and they are doing an amazing job.
And I was talking to George Schiaffino and Clark Brennan, who are two of the guys that put all this together, and who I was asking about some of the misters they have, because a lot of people don't remember Mr. Ed. I mean, unless you see him on Nick at Night. There's a lot of some people
Nick
don't
at Night
remember
was
Mr.
my
T.
jam.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that was my jam. I remember Mr. Ed from that.
But it's very clever. They went all the way. The Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and the 16 floats who have the Mr. names all have socks that they're throwing out tonight.
Right.
Which is really kind of cool. I'm wearing my Mr. Sandman socks tonight.
Oh my goodness. You can't see it because Eric, if you guys should see what I see, you won't get an opportunity unless Eric is actually very flexible. Oh, okay. He has some flexibility. Look at that shoe, baby. Eric's shoes are gold and they light up at the end.
I don't think Shelby can get down that low.
They are actually.
And I can't get that high.
They're actually gorgeous. I mean, this is absolutely amazing. All right, so right now, if you're listening, it sounds like I hear, what is this, some pipes that are bagpipes that are playing?
Yes, it's the Department of Homeland Security Pipe and Drum Band. The director is Agent Bradley Kirkpatrick. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security formed after September 11th, 2001. The band came a number of years later. What's interesting about these guys and women who perform, they do border patrol duties.
Wow.
They don't get to practice together regularly. They're assigned to different parts of the country, but you know what? It sounds like they've been practicing for weeks.
You know, so they have been they sound like they've been practicing for weeks, but you know, it's really interesting. You know that you're talented when you're able to get with someone. You haven't seen this person in over a year, and they're able to get together and to march in unison and to look so uniform. They have definitely gotten it down pat.
Well, that's what I love about musicians, because they are able to speak the same language, and even if they haven't played together, they do meld together. Let's take a listen. And here we have the Mississippi Valley State University Band. They come to us from Independent, Mississippi.
Yes.
I have no idea where that is.
Yeah, you know what? I will tell you this. I'm an HBCU graduate. They are an HBCU. I have seen...
You know where Independent is?
Yeah, no, I do not know where Independent is. Mississippi Valley State, I have seen them lead several of our parades, so it's an honor to have them as the first band for the Bacchus Rendezvous. The university opened in 1950, initially training teachers for rural and elementary schools. It is one of the youngest HBCUs in the country. If you're not familiar, an HBCU is a historically black college and university, and they have been really making their mark on the Mardi Gras scene here.
I like the big V they have on their shirts.
So they've been doing an amazing job.
One of the things I do love about Mardi Gras and Carnival season, so many marching bands get a chance to show off what they do.
Yeah.
It's great for a lot of the high school bands, college bands, out-of-state bands like this band from Mississippi.
Right.
It's just wonderful, and they have a great time marching in these parades.
You know what? They look amazing. Their dances are amazing. And look, you know what? This is a band that's coming up I've heard of very often because, believe it or not, we have a lot of high school New Orleans graduates that have attended this college, Talladega College Band, led by band director Adrian Thompson. Yeah, the Talladega College Tornado Marching Band features more than 300 students. Talladega College was established back in 1861 by the African Missionary Association for African Americans. They perform in parades all carnival season long. Yeah. We're glad to have them here. You know what? I'm so glad to have them here. I remember when this band was in this impetus at this very beginning, they found a lot of musicians from New Orleans. They recruited so many young men and women from New Orleans, and now the band has grown to be one of the most popular bands in the United States. Let's take a live listen in.
Crowd's loving that.
Oh, yes, yes. They look amazing. I think, are we about to get a special performance right here? It seems like they just stopped. So
well,
this is
sometime they're going to play the national anthem. I'm sure of that.
Okay. All right, but this is the very beginning of the Bacchus Rendezvous. The Bacchus Parade has finally made it here to the Ernest Morial Convention Center. Everyone has been waiting with bated breath for these parades to come, for the parade to come make its way through the convention center. Obviously, we're leading with the bands right now. We have a little bit of a stop, but we have the floats that are coming up soon, and that's when things will really get crazy.
Yeah, this has been a packed house tonight, and I love seeing all the people because people get all dressed up and they're ready to go and have some fun. And the Bacchus Rendezvous is always a great party.
Right.
And we just had I think we're going
right.
with the national anthem now.
Yes.
Another round of applause for United States Marine Corps Color Guard and Band. All right, rendezvous, let's get loud.
All right, we're going to take a quick break and be right back with more of Bacchus 2023. That's not the king. Oh, it's the king? Oh, it is, yeah.
All right, right now you're taking a look at Bacchus, 54, actor and comedian Adam Devine.
I love this guy. I think he's a great comedian. You've probably seen him in Pitch Perfect, Modern Family, and Workaholics. Also, HBO's Righteous Gemstones.
That is my favorite. Have you seen that?
I love that show.
Oh my goodness, Righteous Gemstones is hilarious.
Oh, by the way, our general manager, Todd Smith, sent me. Remember, I didn't know where Itabena was in Mississippi.
Yes.
He said it's the home of B.B. King. I did not know that.
Okay.
Also, Mississippi Valley State alma mater is the alma mater of Jerry Rice.
Oh, I didn't know that. I did not know that. All right, we got.
But Adam is going to have the greatest time of all. And he's got local ties. His wife is from Houma.
Okay, yeah, that's why I think that they said they had so many people that they were expecting this time because he has a lot of family.
They said the city of Houma is here tonight.
All right, you know, of course, Righteous Gemstones also stars New Orleans' own John Goodman. He's married to a Houma native, Chloe Bridges. When he was 11, he was hit. This is a tragic thing. Hit by a cement truck while biking and broke all bones in his legs. Underwent 26 surgeries. Started doing impressions. That was while he was in rehabilitation, and now he is a successful actor and comedian. It has served him so well.
Well, it's always a great ride for the king. It's a big honor to be Bacchus. And they have a bunch of pages, I think 18 pages on this year. 11 years ago, my son was one of the pages.
Oh, wow.
Will Ferrell was king. This year, Anthony Mackie's son is on the float. He's one of the pages. But it's just a big honor, and there's a long list of people that want to be pages. Right. And they help the king, they give him the throws, things like that. And it's a big thrill for them.
Yeah, I was going to say, for those who aren't familiar with what the page is, so what does that do? What does it mean to be a page?
Well, you ride with the king. You hand the king beads and stuff to throw. You're at the service of the king.
Okay.
So it's a big honor. And they have anywhere from usually 18 to 20 pages.
Right.
They're usually around 10 or 11 years old.
Okay.
So, but it's a lot of fun.
These are pages that we're seeing at the bottom right there.
Yeah, and on Thursday night they had the pages dinner, and Adam came over there and he meets and greets all the pages. It's just wonderful. And they get along with the kids so well.
Right.
It's just so much fun for the kids.
Yeah, you know, right now, if you guys are just joining us, this is Adam Devine, this is Bacchus 54, our King Bacchus here and his pages. They are making their way into the Ernest Morial Convention Center. And let me tell you, inside of the convention center, the energy is electric. It is so, so high. There are so many people screaming, not only for Adam Devine, but of course for Mississippi Valley State University that has just come through. They have been playing music nonstop. It's
funny because when all the stars come down here, I don't know if they realize what to expect.
Right.
And then they get thrown into this, and they literally are treated like kings.
Right, right. All right, so Wendy Miller is down there on the floor, right there by the floats, next to King Bacchus. Wendy, how's it going down there?
It's going good. Okay, so I told you I was going to light up tonight. All right, I got a couple of light up necklaces. I got something you can use, baby, some socks, okay? And I got a little sword. We're going to light up the night, honey. Woo! But the Talladega College, I was standing next to them for a little while, and the drums, okay, it's almost as electric as it is in this convention center right now. People are very, very excited. We are walking along here with some of the folks. They are happy to be here. Happy Mardi Gras! Mardi Gras! This is what I'm talking about right here. It's the energy from the people that kind of just makes you want to be outside. But I think they saved the best throws for us here in the convention center, okay? Because these throws are awesome. I'm going to get you some socks, Cherise.
Please give me some socks.
We got to keep our feet warm, all right?
Give me some socks. And Eric used to always make fun of me.
Eric, you already got some socks, don't you, Eric?
But I used to always get the cups, too.
Oh, yeah, you get the cups, okay.
And I'll tell you what, and Whitney, you're right. They do save a lot of the throws for inside. Because it's a Mardi Gras parade inside here, and they're very generous along the parade route and when they get inside here in the convention center.
Yes, and I just go up and I'm like, please, can I have something that lights up? And they're just so nice to hand it to you, so I feel good. I feel like tonight we're gonna build on what we got so far.
It's going to be a good time. You know, Whitney, you know what's best about where you are right now? You get access to go right up to the floats to get whatever you want. So you should walk away with some of the best throws tonight.
That's why I'm going to make sure I get you some cups. And what you want, Eric?
I'll take anything you get. I'm not particular. I do like the socks, though. I love socks, and
all right,
these socks are great.
These socks for me, Eric. Okay, but then I'm gonna get you some.
I've already got a bunch. They gave me a bunch already.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Eric.
I love those. I'm going to take it. I love these. All right, you be careful out there, Whitney.
I will.
These come from nowhere.
From nowhere.
And I'm watching Adam up on the throne there. He's having the time of his life.
Oh,
this has got to be great. And for his wife and their family from Homa, this has got to be just wonderful.
Oh, this has got to be such an amazing surprise for him. I mean, honestly, he is so successful.
He looks good as a king.
A huge success. I mean, I couldn't think of a better king this year than Adam Devine. I mean, the show that he has on right now with HBO.
Oh, yeah.
His comedy shows are absolutely amazing. I know that the fact that he has Louisiana ties, that is amazing.
That is, and he's milking the crowd, too. He knows how to get the crowd riled up.
Right.
Look at him. I want to hear it. I want to hear it.
You know what? I got to say, I always say we have the best seats in the house because a lot of the people don't realize that when you get in here, enter the parade, we get to kind of cut through the crowds and get access to all of the really cool beads and all of the really cool throws that they have. So that's why I know that Whitney's in the best spot. I'm a little jealous. Because, Whitney, I mean, that was a pretty good spot.
I'll tell you what I like about this weather we've had. Today and yesterday, the weather was just gorgeous. And then the crowd is so thick.
Yeah.
Even on Thursday night, I was surprised because I always call them usually the Gallier Hall. Oh, they're going.
Oh, wow.
I have never seen it so crowded. And there was a threat of rain that night. It finally did rain.
Right.
And my buddy Irma Thomas was the muse that night. She was wonderful.
Yes. Yeah, she is wonderful. Everyone here loves Irma Thomas. I just want to make sure we mention here, because at first I didn't see them, but they are actually right behind us. The riding lieutenants.
Yeah.
Bacchus 30s riding lieutenants. They play a very important and ceremonial role in the Bacchus parade, like the Roman soldiers who led their ruler's procession through the streets of ancient Rome. They escort Bacchus through the streets of the Crescent City. On the street, you'll see them on horseback, but here in the convention center, obviously what you're seeing right now, they are on their own flow, so they're making sure that our Adam Devine is taken care of.
Yeah. We were at the here at the convention center where they had the floats lined up on Friday for the morning show, and we were talking to Clark Brennan, who is the captain of Bacchus. And he was talking about just the logistics to go into this. It's a massive thing. They start planning this. When tonight's over, they start planning the next day for next year.
Oh, my gosh. But, you know, it takes a year to put something together like this.
Yeah.
I mean, you think about all of the moving parts, figuring out who's going to be the next King Bacchus. I wonder if they figured that out maybe the year before.
I've been talking to some of the people. We've got an idea in mind.
Okay. What do you think?
My lips are sealed.
Oh, okay. He's not giving us secrets. But I would like to say, I think that they did this the year before. But, I mean, if you think about all of the costuming, thinking about the theme of the year, and having someone to personally make all of this, also, just seeing all of the people here thinking about the actual rendezvous and the parade itself. I mean, it's so much that you have to put into it. I mean, it takes a year just to get something like this.
Sometimes even longer. They started working on this theme of the Throw Me Something Mister.
Right.
Even before last year's parade was over. And it's a very clever idea because, you know, for a lot of us of a certain age, like Mr. Ed is nostalgic. Mr. Green Jeans, things like that. Mr. Clean, Mr. Bubbles, Mr. Magoo.
Right.
I said they missed one. There was an 80s rock band called Mr. Mister. They could have had that too.
Right. All right, another HBCU, Historically Black College University. This is Central State Ohio Marching Band led by band director Blake Gaines, rather.
Yeah, the Invincible Marching Marauders of Wilberforce, Ohio. That's in the Midwest part of the state.
Yeah.
Central State University was established back in 1887. These are some old schools. We talked about that one college, the HBCU, that was formed in 1950, making it one of the youngest.
Right.
This is one of the older ones. Band has won numerous awards. They played at the NBA All-Star Game in Cleveland, as well as a number of other national events. So we're really glad to have them here.
You know, when I was up in Ohio for a little bit, I had an opportunity to visit Central State University. And while it is a smaller campus, it is a campus that has a lot of pride. They were getting a lot of donations at that time when I was up there, including from Beyonce, who was donating money to a lot of HBCUs because they were one of the first HBCUs. So they get a lot of attention, and I'm glad to see that they're starting to make the rounds around the Mardi Gras scene.
So when you say you were stuck in Ohio, what does that mean?
Oh, when I lived there and worked there. But I've been down here. That was some time ago.
Yeah, you could. All right. Here we have the officers of Bacchus. There's the face of Bacchus. Look at this.
Who's
there are
coming
some
out
moving
there?
parts on that. Anthony Mackie's on this one. Watch the mustache go up and down every once in a while.
Oh, my goodness, I saw it.
It is funny. They did so much work. By the way, Barry Kern told me this was the biggest renovation of floats they've ever done.
Wow.
Because they had so many new figures to put on because of all the, Mr. Magoo, Mr. Clean, Mr. whatever.
Yes,
so,
I know.
But they worked on it a lot.
We mentioned Anthony Mackie on there. They are out there throwing it out there, baby. The jovial face. There he is, former King Bacchus himself. Jovial face of Bacchus smiles over the crew from this float. The officers work all year long to make each year's parade even more spectacular than the year before. 2023, no exception.
And, this is a special ride for Anthony because his son is one of the pages.
Yes.
It's really kind of cool.
I mean, this is absolutely amazing. Look, everybody is into the spirits right now, and I think that this is probably one of their favorite parts of coming on the Bacchus parade, coming into the rendezvous. And look who we have here.
The Tulane University Marching Band. Let me tell you what, if you didn't watch the Cotton Bowl this year.
Oh, yeah.
That was the best bowl game I think I have ever seen.
Yes. Well, look, I give props to Tulane University. This year, they absolutely nailed it. They absolutely nailed it. And one of the things that I noticed that everyone said is Tulane University is definitely a football school. It totally is. The school is amazing. The football team did an amazing job, and they deserve all of the accolades that they get.
Yeah, that was fun. Here, let's take a listen to the Tulane University Marching Band. And Sharice, here we have the title float coming through the convention center. Of course, the title of this one is Throw Me Something, Mister. That's the whole theme of the parade. I am surprised somebody didn't do this a long time ago. That is such a clever idea.
You would think that someone would have done this a long time, and so you would think it would be like an old idea, but honestly, I think that Throw Me Something, Mister is a term that we've used so long in New Orleans, no one ever thought to make it a theme, but they have made it a theme, and of course, the crew of Bacchus does it perfectly.
And that's what I was telling some of the guys in Bacchus. I said, I said it was kind of bland, but then I realized what they were doing really was a smart idea, and they did it really well. They've hit almost every mister you can think of, and they stretched through generations. They were worried a lot of younger people might not know who all the misters are because they wanted it to hit a younger crowd with the mister theme. Throw Me Something, Mister theme.
But you got to teach the children.
You teach them.
You got to teach them.
They've been teaching their kids.
So you got to teach the kids exactly what it is. Again, throw me something, mister. Earlier we had Tulane University Marching Band and led by Barry Spanier. And look, let me tell you, Wilberforce, look, Ohio is representing today.
Well, we can hear Chris Franklin. He's the big announcer here for announcing inside the auditorium here.
Yes, this is Wilberforce University's Hounds of Sound, led by band director Dr. Virgil Goodwine. They were founded in 1856, but this is the inaugural year for this 147-student marching band from Ohio. It is the nation's oldest, believe it or not, oldest private historically black college and university owned and operated by African Americans.
By the way, I never realized how loud Chris Franklin was
His
till tonight.
voice is very loud. I didn't even notice.
He doesn't even have a mic, and he's just booming through the convention center.
Yeah, I have to sit there and I have to tell you that Wilberforce College, named after abolitionist William Wilberforce. So, I mean, honestly, we have been seeing Ohio represent, the HBCUs represent, and they are having an amazing time. They traveled quite a way to participate in our Mardi Gras festivities.
And you got to give it to these kids in the marching bands, because it's a long parade route to be playing that long and marching at the same time.
Were you ever in a marching band, or were you ever marching in the parade?
I played cello. They really didn't want that in a marching band. All right, here comes Bacchatality. This is the signature triple tandem float introduced back in 2005, paying homage to New Orleans' distinctive culture, featuring food, wine, famous citizens and great architecture. The hospitality industry in New Orleans is a huge economic driver, and really one of the reasons they started the whole Bacchus parade, because they wanted to showcase the hospitality and the restaurants and the music and culture of New Orleans to people from all over the world.
All right, we got a couple of tips on there. Eric just mentioned some of this. We got 90 riders in Bacchatality, 3 units, and again, members of the hospitality industry. And I have to tell you, we have to make sure that we take care of our hospitality workers, because when you come to New Orleans and you talk about what really is the driving force behind the city of New Orleans, everyone who's working in those kitchens, who is serving in those restaurants, it's all of the people who work in those hotels, who open up and operate those tourism destinations here in New Orleans. I mean, you have to make sure that they are getting the proper recognition.
And when you talk about New Orleans, the first thing that comes up is food, music, culture, Mardi Gras. I mean, that's what we've got here. When you talk about music, one of the greatest high school marching bands in America, the St. Augustine Marching 100.
Yes, I mean, I think our director, Larry Everett, would agree that St. Aug is definitely one of the best.
Our general manager Todd Smith went there, and we love St. Aug. They march in so many bands. Let's give them their due and listen to what they have to say. Well played.
The Marching 100, one of the best in the land, the St. Augustine High School, Marching 100.
St. Augustine Marching 100. They are in so many parades. They are in such high demand because they really are great.
You know what? I was telling a friend of mine, and I made a joke about this, but I said it's really interesting. After young men graduate from St. Augustine, and you meet them in later years, you can always tell that they are St. Augustine graduates. They do such an amazing job with the young men that attend that school, and they go on to become amazing young men.
And let me tell you how good this band is. They played the Rose Bowl, the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, the Super Bowl, movies, documentaries, celebration for Pope John Paul II, and as Chris just mentioned a few minutes ago, and you did too, they play every year in Bacchus, and you see them in so many parades.
Yes, and they do so amazing. They do such a great job. There was that documentary that you mentioned about, just talking about these young men and how they're treated at school. I always mistakenly call it a university because it feels like it.
Yeah.
They keep such a tight connection even after their high school years. A lot of those young men go off to do amazing things.
And it's funny, you were talking about Larry Everidge, and I mentioned Todd Smith, his uncle.
Yeah.
Larry says St. Augustine. Todd says St. Augustine. Depends on which generation you're in.
I always say they're both right.
They're both right.
But to be safe, I say St. Aug.
There you go. I'm old school. I still say St. Augustine.
I say St. Aug just to be safe. That way it's like I'm not wrong either way. But that is the St. Aug Marching 100. And of course, you had they were under the direction of the late Edwin Hampton. They were the most renowned high school bands in the United States. And of course, obviously, in the city of New Orleans, they are top tier. And you can see why. They sound fantastic.
And they work on this a long time. This doesn't come just naturally. They go through rigorous training, rigorous rehearsals to get this down pat.
Right. So take a listen. You're looking right now, St. Aug. And coming up behind St. Aug, we have the Bacchus Chariot for the crew's 50th anniversary. This float was reworked to better reflect Bacchus's Roman mythology, with the leopard-drawn chariot carrying a Roman centurion.
And we haven't got to the Mr. floats yet. Those are coming in a few minutes, so keep it right here to keep watching for that.
Right.
But this chariot float is just a beautiful float.
Yes, it has a lot of animation. It has some very special lighting there. The riders right now are tossing lighted swords and chariot socks. So this is the one that I think Whitney has been waiting for. Whitney Miller is down there.
Yeah.
She said that she was going to catch me a couple of pairs of socks. Unfortunately, in my closet, the socks don't match all the time. So Whitney Miller, you're down there. Whitney, please give me some matching pairs of socks.
Well, right now I'm whipping something up, okay? And I got me a whisk from the Bacchus-ality float. And these bands are giving me my life, okay? They're giving me my life. But I'm also learning you gotta dodge. You gotta duck and dodge, okay? Because they will throw that stuff at your head, okay? Take a listen to this band. Look at their costumes. It's the costumes for me. Well, this is not a costume. This is a uniform. It's the uniform for me.
All right.
By the way.
Hey, thank you.
By the way. Whitney, there are 16 different pairs of socks they're throwing.
16?
So you've got a chance at 16 different pairs.
I only have one.
Well, keep trying.
I got to keep trying.
All right, I got to give props to the L.B. Landry High School Marching Band. The band director is a good friend of mine, Wilbert Rollins Jr. From the West Bank. That school was created back in 2013. They merged O. Perry Walker and L.B. Landry. The band has won many awards and represented Louisiana in the Rose Bowl parade. I went with Wilbert and a bunch of kids from L.B. Landry over to Japan. We did a documentary on sharing music with Japanese kids. It was wonderful.
That's amazing. L.B. Landry is quite amazing. I've actually seen them a lot in several of the marching and several of the carnival parades. L.B. Landry, and of course under Mr. Rollins, which Mr. Rollins is fantastic, is doing an amazing job. And I mean, take a look at them, the precision, the sound. You could easily mistake them.
And there's Wilbur right in the center there.
Let's listen to L.B. Landry High School Marching Band just for a quick second. Give them a little bit of time.
We are back with our live coverage of the Bacchus Rendezvous inside the Montreal Convention Center. It's been a wonderful night so far, and there's still so much more to go.
Oh,
we're not even to float number 6 yet, and this is one of my favorites. It's Mr. Bean. Are you a fan of? Do you know who Mr. Bean is? Okay.
Right. Which is. Hold on. Tell me. Wait. The Mr. Bean, the
British comedian.
Mr. Bean.
Yes.
The British Mr. Bean. Yes, I do know Mr. Bean.
He's hysterical. I love this guy. Anyway, you can see the float. They wanted to pay homage to Rowan Atkinson, Mr. Bean. His best friend was Teddy, seen on the front of the float.
Yes.
The two were often seen in Mini, Bean's small car, visible on the side of the float. There you see it right there.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, so I remember Mr. Bean. Mr. Bean was hilarious. I did not know we were doing a tribute to him today, but if you're for you all that don't know, if you're thinking when you hear Mr. Bean, the British sitcom, yes, that is exactly who we're talking about here.
He's been in a bunch of movies too. Rowan Atkinson was a very funny guy, and the likeness of him, once it gets past Minnie, you'll see the likeness of Mr. Bean. It looks a lot like him. The Kern Studios did a really nice job on making him look so lifelike.
That is amazing. I mean, it's again, the two were often seen in Mini. Bean's small car visible on the side of the float, and I mean, they really put a lot of work. I gotta say, every single one of these floats follow right along with the themes that they set up for.
Well, that's what I was telling you before. Barry Kern was telling me this was one of the biggest turnovers they had on any parade because they had so many characters to put on. So a lot of times they'll change up the float somewhat.
Right.
But this time they really went. We can see some of the floats going right in front of us now. We can't see them here. But our crew is one throw.
Anthony and Calvin Mackey driving by.
Anthony Mackey is there. If he looks this way, we'll wave.
We just waved at some of the officers of Bacchus right now. Their float is going behind us. You wouldn't be able to see it, but it's going in front of us. How you guys doing? How you doing? I think at this point.
All right, now we have Jesuit High School band. My oldest son went to Jesuit. He's a proud Blue Jay. The Blue Jay Jesuit band, probably best noted for their elaborate routines, unique shows, intricate maneuvers, and the Blue Jay sound.
Ooh, they are accompanied by the Jayettes you're seeing right now on your screen, a dance team composed of girls in 8th through 12th grade from local Catholic high schools. So let's give the Jesuit High School Blue Jay band a little love here. Let's listen in.
There's the Blue Jays. Great marching band. We're so proud of them. Our next float coming up is going to be Mr. Fantastic. Charisse thought that was a float dedicated to me, but I had to let her know. Oh, there we see the king again, Adam Devine.
Okay.
He's back around for a second.
Does he do this often? Does he do that often?
They thought he was so nice, they did it twice.
Right, I guess so. I mean, he came back around, and I mean, who wouldn't want to do this? I mean, the energy is just perfect for him.
Well, and you probably don't want the night to end. I mean, it's good to be the king.
Oh, my goodness. All right, that is our Bacchus. King Bacchus, Adam Devine, coming back around a second time because one time was just not enough.
All right, and he'll be coming around behind us in a few minutes.
I don't think they see us from over here. Hopefully we can get them over here to speak to us in a little bit.
And I got to tell you, the convention center looks great.
Right.
Blaine Kern, Barry's brother, does all the setups for all these. He does it for Zulu. He does it for Endymion. Does it for Bacchus. Does it for a lot of the parades that come through the convention center.
I think it's so interesting because I was here maybe a day or two ago
for
the Zulu Ball.
Yeah.
And I feel like we were standing on the same riser, and to see it just transform in a day to what we have here for the Bacchus Rendezvous. I mean, Lane Cronin's working hard, baby.
Well,
Lane Cronin's company is working extremely hard.
The amount of work that goes into putting one of these parades on is just unbelievable. Just the logistics are just so complicated, so complex. And you think about all these people that spend their hard-earned money to put on the greatest free show on earth. Now, it's not free to get in here to the Rendezvous. You pay to get in here.
No, not at all.
But if you're on the streets today, enjoying that wonderful weather, you got a show. All right, here comes float number 7, Mr. Fantastic. The fictional superhero Mr. Fantastic appeared in Marvel Comics as a founding member of the Fantastic Four.
Right. Mr. Fantastic, who is in reality Reed Richards, possesses a mastery of mechanical, aerospace, and electrical engineering, as well as chemistry, physics, and biology. So he's making a lot of money, girls. Riders on this float are tossing special lighted medallion beads and Bacchus socks. Whitney is supposed to be on a mission to collect Bacchus
what
socks.
I kind of like about this is they have our channel number, channel 4.
Yeah.
So it's just like, hey, she got some.
Oh, it looks like Whitney's got some more Bacchus socks.
Now I've been using this stuff to cool off. Because, baby, it's hot out here.
Yeah, it is hot out here. I got to give it that.
Let's listen to this band, though, because the colors are giving me life right now. This is the Edna Carr Cougars. And they are coming in hot. Also, the costumes, amazing. I keep calling them costumes. They're not costumes. They're uniforms. Amazing. I just get so excited with the carnival feeling of, dressing up. But these are their uniforms. They look amazing in their uniforms, especially the majorettes.
Now, I wasn't a majorette, Whitney, but I was on the dance team.
Okay.
And Edna Carr High School is actually the high school, the alma mater of our executive producer, Nicole Wavers, who is a proud Edna Carr grad.
Was she a majorette?
No, I don't think she was a majorette.
Okay, well, we need to go
Well, you could have said she was.
No, I said she was that was her alma mater.
Check out the drum
I don't
majors.
think she was.
Check out the drum majors, giving it to us.
Edna Carr has been one of the best high school bands in the city for a while. I mean, don't get me wrong. I am with the other purple and gold.
We have so many great high school bands, so let's listen to Edna Carr.
Passing in front of our main stage is the Blue and White High School in New Orleans. Checking notes. This Pro March Crusader is Patty. I believe they're called Jesuit High School. Let's give it up for Jesuit.
Yeah, we saw.
Yeah. No, one of the riders told me there was a shooting. Oh wait, here's our bacchanality.
Chef Emerald.
Oh, it's Emerald?
Yeah.
Boy, he gets loaded in these things. Oh.
Woo! How you guys are doing? Hello.
Yeah, and this is one of my favorite Mr. floats this year. Mr. Mardi Gras, Blaine Kern. Let me tell you what, his family has meant so much to Carnival and Mardi Gras in this city.
Oh yes.
And they've just done so much. They're on I think they're on their 4th generation of float builders now.
Yes, I mean, Blaine Kern is credited with helping expand the local Carnival celebration into an event known worldwide. That, of course, gives him the title, which is well deserved, Mr. Mardi Gras, also a charter member of the Krewe of Bacchus.
Yeah, let me tell you what he has done for Mardi Gras is just legendary, and that's why he earned the title of Mr. Mardi Gras.
Right.
And his kids are carrying on the tradition along with his grandkids, so it's just great.
Right. I mean, he passed away, unfortunately, in 2020, age of 93 years old, so a long life, giving us so much love. Now, this float specialty throws are light up Frisbees, and of course, we've been talking about socks all evening, the Mardi Gras socks.
Yeah. So, and it is. I'm glad that Bacchus included him as one of the misters on their parade.
Oh, it's well deserved.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, to be completely honest with you, without Blaine Kern, I mean, look at all of the things that we're seeing right now. We owe a great amount of respect to what he's done so that we can bring Mardi Gras to the level that it's been brought to.
Yeah, and his kids and grandkids do so much to keep Carnival spirit alive, and he was just a legend. He
absolutely was. All right, I know that you hear that sound that's behind you. That is the roots of music. Let me tell you, Band Director Lawrence Rollins, I love the roots of music. If you've watched Channel 4 before, we've recently spoken to members of the roots of music. What they are doing goes beyond just putting instruments in these kids' hands. They're getting them so invested into the music, and they're considering what they want to do with their futures. It's almost considered musical therapy for a lot of these kids.
Well, and this was started by Derek Tabb.
Yes, it was.
Derek
Tabb.
Derek's my buddy. Derek is such a good guy. You know, he's been with
Rebirth.
With Rebirth for so many years. He was there when they got their Grammy.
Yes.
So it's just great. And what they've done, they have helped so many kids.
Yes.
And the idea is to get them to into music, so it keeps them busy, keeps kids from getting into trouble. And that's when I talked with some of the guys from Roots of Music and from Rebirth. They said without music, they don't know where they would be.
Right.
And it's been such a godsend to them.
So if your child is interested in picking up an instrument, let them, support them, and put them in something like Roots of Music. Let me just tell you, this is a nonprofit, and it's dedicated to preserving and promoting the rich musical heritage of the city. It was founded in 2007 as a drum workshop, obviously. We know Derek Tabb was a drummer. You know, Derek was with Rebirth Brass Band for several years. Roots has grown to encompass 3 different programs. There are 200 students a year. Amazing organization. We have seen this organization recognized nationwide.
So literally, they have helped thousands of kids in New Orleans. And there's so many nonprofits that are doing this kind of great work. I've done a lot of stuff with Roots of Music. They're a great organization.
Yes.
Can't say enough about them.
Right. So let's go ahead and give them some shine, because you know what? These are just kids, but let me tell you, they sound like they can challenge some of the college students. Let's listen
they could.
in.
Taking another lap in the Bacchus Chariot.
All right, we have the next float coming up. Oh, I like this one.
It's a beautiful one.
Mr. Baccamore.
There's no Mr. in front of this one.
No, no Mr. in front of this one?
Oh, they did put a Mr. in front of it?
I could be wrong. Baccamore.
All right.
Well, we'll just go ahead and we'll call it Baccamore.
Well, if they want to call it Mr.
This is dedicated to Bacchus' passion for love, life, and wine.
All right, our producer Tori is telling me that's their special Mr. Because I was in the den looking at these and there was no Mr. in front of it, but maybe they want to make it Mr.
Right, right. It debuted in 2008, and it features Bacchus' companion Cupid.
Okay.
Oh, our Whitney. Look, let me tell you, Whitney's got to work hard.
Oh, she got a bag. She's ready.
Whitney, you've got to work harder. We need more. We need more, girls.
You know what? When you're on the parade route, one of the prize throws is they'll throw you a bag to hold all your stuff, and I love getting that.
I got a bag. I got several bags down here because the girls are helping me out. But I'm missing the socks, y'all. They're giving them to everybody else but me.
Whitney, you got to tell them that we need socks.
We need the socks.
One of the things that we are looking for.
We're looking for socks. We want useful things. Useful things.
Every time I see you, Whitney, I want more bling and more socks.
More bling, more socks.
Well, Whitney, just promise to put them on TV. They'll throw you some socks.
Right. Listen to the JFK band.
All right, Kennedy High School Band.
Bacchus, please welcome my dad's alma mater, Kennedy High School, and the Cougar Marching Band.
there. You have JFK Kennedy High School Band, 60 students.
Here's one you know, Sharice, Mr. Potato Head.
I've dated plenty.
I'll tell you what, they're throwing Mr. Potato Heads. I brought one home to my youngest boy, and it was fun to put together.
Oh, my goodness. All right, Mr. Potato Head. If you don't know Mr. Potato Head, you should. Introduced in 1952. Originally just sold as plastic ears, eyes, shoes, and other parts.
And you're stuck in a potato.
Yes, I mean, a potato would be perfect to stick those in. But since the company began selling the plastic potato, too, since the kids already came up with the idea, I hope that they got some money for that. It was also the first toy feature advertised on television. And tonight, Eric has already got one. You can catch a special Bacchus potato head. Well, now, what does Whitney have here? What was that from? It looks like she's got a... Whitney, what do you have here?
This is a Mr. Potato Head Frisbee, but I got it because I was doing a good deed and gave Mr. Potato Head his hat back because he dropped his hat on the floor.
Oh!
Okay? You got to do good deeds if you want to get good throws, okay?
Oh, my goodness. So Whitney's obviously got the magic in her.
Yes.
Do good deeds, you get the throws.
Yes, ma'am. Oh,
and what else have you got in that bag?
We got in this bag. We got a cup. This for you, Sharice. You know you want some cups, right?
Yes. You know I need cups.
I got that cup.
I need it for my kitchen, girl.
We got a jump rope. Okay. It lights up,
I'm not doing that.
It's a medallion situation going on here.
Yeah.
And
that's cute.
My favorite part, some earrings.
Oh,
I love the earrings.
Oh, there you go.
You got to make sure you wear those Mardi Gras Day.
And on the hospitality float, they were throwing off measuring cups, things like that.
I love that.
In the kitchen, yes, great idea.
Not that I'm going to use it, but I love it.
Well, no, you might. Someday you'll cook for somebody.
Someone.
All right.
Somebody's son.
Here's Carver High School Band. The Rams band comes to us from Desire. The band has been recognized as one of the most dynamic programs in the state. They've appeared in music videos, a commercial. They recently performed during the halftime at the Pelicans game. I love going to the Pelicans game.
Yes, I love the Pelicans game, but I have to tell you, Eric, my family, we all come from the Desire Projects. So I have a family that all went to G.W. Carver, and my father marched for George Washington Carver Band, the high school band, and that's where he got his bearings before he went out to Southern University. So I always have a special amount of love for Carver's High School, for their band, for what they do for our community, and they are just absolutely talented.
So when you were a little girl, did you think about working at Channel 4 one day?
You know what? I saw it. I used to watch it, and I don't want to.
I know you used to watch.
I don't want to make you feel bad.
That's okay.
But I did used to watch you and Sally. I used to watch you guys, but I will tell you, I used to watch Channel 4, and being able to do this has been an absolute dream. Let me tell you.
Well, it's a part of pride to hear that from people. I love when people tell me that.
Just to know, to stand here and to be able to deliver this high-quality coverage, and just to know that, you know, what's really interesting about this, especially when you've been here so long, you have a deeper connection to not only the Bacchus crew, but to the people who lead these bands, the people riding on these floats. You know them personally.
Yeah.
You feel invested in their lives as they do in yours, and so you're so excited to see what they can do for this community.
Well, let's listen, and I love watching the baton twirlers.
Do you see?
Bacchus rendezvous, let's get loud. Float number 11, the Buccaneer. This 4-unit tandem signature float met its debut back in 2018 in our Bacchus' golden anniversary. The float is 164 feet long, carries 110 men, and depicts a pirate ship. Riders this year are throwing special swords, socks, koozies, frisbees, and pirate beads.
All right, we just enjoyed the Carver High School Band. Now we're going to the Buccaneer float. This is a 4-unit tandem signature float.
Right.
It's made its debut in 2018. That was in honor of Bacchus's golden anniversary.
Right.
The float is 164 feet long.
Wow.
It carries 110 men and depicts a pirate ship. My little boy loves that. Riders throw special swords, socks, koozies, frisbees, and pirate beads.
Oh, look, I am so jealous that I'm back here. The Buccaneer has so many riders. So I was hoping to get someone's attention. I don't even know if anyone has the arm strength to throw this far.
I'm so sorry we took you off the parade route. You know.
I am honored to be next to you, Eric Colson.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's amazing
Oh,
that they
thank
can.
you.
Oh, that was good.
We got something here from the Buccaneer.
It's amazing that they can maneuver these humongous floats through the streets of New Orleans.
Yes. Oh my God. To be able to maneuver that, and this one it looks like a frisbee that lights up. Super cute. The Buccaneer. Someone handed things to me.
Can I throw it to somebody?
Yeah. Go. If you can throw it, go ahead. I'm all for it. If you can throw a, can you throw a frisbee?
I can.
Well.
If I don't, I'll hit somebody in the back of the head, and then I'll probably get in trouble. It'll look bad. I'll throw it to our crew.
Look, I don't know if you guys can see behind us, but this float it's a very huge float.
Yeah,
There's a lot of people that's on that float.
It's big, and this one it's been in the parade ever since the what was it? Which anniversary? The golden anniversary, 50 years.
Oh my goodness!
And then you got the other ones that are you want the Bacca Gator, the Bacca Kong,
right.
all those that are just so great. And I don't want them to ever change those.
No.
Those are just things you want to see.
There are some that are very classic and very pertinent to this particular parade. They should not change it whatsoever.
And I think there are about 17 or 1,800 members who are riding tonight, and they just got perfect weather for it. I'm glad that everything worked out for them.
Right. You know what? Everything has been working out so far this weekend. If I'm not mistaken, Chris Franklin said that Mardi Gras Day, we're looking at 80s, so close to the 80s. So
yeah, it'll
you
be
can
a
pull your
record.
shorts out, baby.
Yeah, all next week's going to be in the 80s. So
well, make sure you have your shorts on.
Well, I can't say what we're going to be because I don't want to break.
Can we get a hint? I want to tell you. Can you give me a hint?
It's one of the greatest movies ever done.
Okay, one of the greatest movies ever done. Ooh.
Well, if you like science fiction.
That depends on who you ask.
If you like DeLoreans.
Oh, okay. There we go. We got it.
Maybe I gave too much away.
Okay, there we go. But we don't know who. We don't know who, though.
That is true.
So that means you have to tune in Mardi Gras Day to figure out what we're going to be for Mardi Gras.
Yeah, now you'll be at Gallier Hall.
Yes, I will be at Gallier Hall, and it'll be an early day for us, but we're going to have a good time. We always have so much fun, and my favorite game to play is how many Zulu coconuts can I catch?
Oh, yeah. All right, let's go down to Whitney. She's getting a whole lot of throws today. She's having a great time.
Singing, right? How to chase my
she got more socks.
Away. It's Whitney. Hey, okay, new socks from the Buccaneer floats. And I wanted to introduce you to my friend. He gave me the socks. Because when the night falls, come on, sing it. good time tonight?
Having a great time.
Yes. What is your favorite throw so far?
Gosh, the light up piece.
You like the light up piece?
Yeah.
Okay. What about you? What's your favorite throw?
My sword.
Your sword. Oh, let's see the sword. Let's see the sword. Oh, that's better than the sword that I got. Okay, that's my new mission. I'm gonna get a better sword. Okay. Sharice, I haven't got you any more cups yet. Oh, hey, thank you, sir. Thank you. It's a party down here. I'm running out of breath.
Whitney, I told you, you got to be covered.
You know what I'm saying?
And beads.
Well,
more beads.
I'm just glad Whitney's having a good time.
This sword.
Yes.
Woo. Okay. What?
So look, I have it on. Oh my goodness. Be careful.
Well, they're not really sharp swords,
Yes.
so she'll be fine.
Yeah, like, oh, that's amazing. Hey, bring
I
that
told
up.
you we was gonna get a better sword.
Bring that up for my nephew SJ. I need that.
Listen, I want to feel that.
So while Whitney was down there, they couldn't obviously throw far enough to us, but we had a couple
one of the guys who works here is bringing us up stuff. It's really nice.
So I mean, we got a pair of the Bacchus socks.
Yeah, these.
I feel like that should be the goal, to catch a pair of socks from every float, right?
Well, there are only 16 floats throwing socks.
Okay, 16 floats. You have
That's
to get a
there
pair
are
of socks.
32 floats, so half the floats are throwing socks.
Okay. So I mean, we have socks, and I got a football here, and some
Here,
more beads.
I'm gonna throw that. I'm gonna do my.
Go ahead, do your thing.
I'm gonna do my Patrick
Can you
Mahomes
throw-
sidearm.
Do it. You do it.
She caught it.
We have Emily, production assistant. She caught it. You go, girl.
Wait, let's have her do a one-hand catch.
Oh goodness. There are things dropping.
Up.
All right, so we got a little bit of a pause in the parade inside. We see things being dropped. What's going on here? They're dropping the balloons.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness, we're having a good time here.
Well, it's a real party in the convention center here, and they do this every year. This is just wonderful.
Yeah, let me
People
tell
are having
you.
so much fun.
This doesn't even feel like work.
All right. While the parade's pause, we're going to take a pause in our broadcast, and we'll be right back.
Here we go. Another round of applause. Let's get loud for vote number 11, Mr. Bacchus.
All right, you guys missed all the fun. Charisse was just kind of twerking and dancing up here. You got some moves, girl.
That's called light twerk. A light twerk,
A light twerk,
A light
okay.
twerk.
I'm glad to know. I'm
you
glad
know
you're
why I'm
pointing it out.
twerking? Do you know? Do you hear that? Do you hear that?
Do I hear what?
Do you know what this is? Do you know that sound?
Music. Oh, there you go. Warren Easton.
Ladies and gentlemen, one of the best high schools in the city of New Orleans.
So you twerk to Warren Easton?
3019 Canal Street. Warren Easton, baby. Warren Easton Charter High School, they are coming through. They are the purple and gold.
Well, they're a 105-piece band. They're regular at all the Mardi Gras parades. They've also performed during halftime for the Saints games and at Essence Fest. So
all
this is big
of them.
time.
Let me tell you, this is quite possibly, I say this without bias, one of the best bands that you are going to hear in the city of New Orleans. And let me also just say, the fabulous Eaglettes, which I was captain of several years back.
Oh, you were? Really?
Yes, several years back in the day.
Okay.
Captain of the Eaglettes. They are amazing. My favorite band, amazing people. And by the way, fun fact, in the Warren Easton Hall of Fame, you'll see a familiar picture. It will be myself. So, I mean, take a look at this. Warren Easton, they are marching into the convention center. My Warren Easton Eagles, I've always shown my absolute love for them. They are quite possibly one of my favorites, and I love that I have a wonderful, wonderful relationship with my alma mater. And Chris has said it even earlier, that Charisse, there you go, your Warren Easton Eagles, because they are certainly doing a great job. They did amazing yesterday. I watched them perform in front of the Endymion, in the Endymion parade in front of the school, and they did a fabulous job. Well, so listen in.
I was impressed with your moves. I was going to call Big Frida and say, hey, you know what? Got some competition here.
Let me tell you, I've been asking Big Frida to put me on for a minute. Now, I don't want to take nobody off at this spot, but I think I can release my wiggle.
Big Frida will log in. All right. This is one of my favorite floats of the whole one, Mr. Spock. I'm a Trekkie. So this is a wonderful one. I wore my Mr. Spock socks last night.
Oh, did you?
Oh, yes, I did. Yeah, this is kind of cool.
Mr. Spock, our executive producer, Nicole, would love this because she loves Star Trek. And it's a Star Wars. Oh, Lord, don't let me get it confused.
When
Star
you got live long and prosper.
That's the...
like this.
Well, how do y'all do that? Oh, my goodness.
It's hard.
What's wrong with your hand? How do you do that? Oh, I get it. There it goes. That's a hard separation.
There you go.
I don't think I'd live long and prosper on this one because my hand won't separate like that. All right.
You must be a Klingon then.
I don't know. It took me a long time before I could get it to separate. I got it. I figured it out. All right, Mr. Spock is going by.
You gave it your best.
I tried my best. Live long and prosper a little bit. That's what I gave.
There you go.
All right, he was first played by Leonard Nimoy, serving aboard the USS Enterprise, seen on the 2nd unit as science and first officer, and later as its commanding officer.
Did you ever watch The Big Bang Theory?
Yes, I did.
Mr. Spock came on there. Leonard Nimoy came on there. And Sheldon was just like, whoa.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, they are dancing already. So, look, this is one of my favorite bands. We look forward to seeing them every carnival season. St. Paul's High School Band, led by band director Andrew Morin. And let me tell you, they put on a show.
They do put on a show.
They really do work it out for us on the parade route.
They're the pride of Covington. They perform throughout the year at the school events, football games, school events, and Mardi Gras parades. It is great for the high school bands, college bands to be able to come here and march through the streets of New Orleans and entertain so many people.
Yes. All right, listen in, y'all. St. Paul's Marching Bulls High School Band.
The Marching and Dancing Bulls.
character that I'm familiar with, Mr. Magoo, leading the float with his dog Bauer, the cartoon created at the UPA Animation Studio in 1949.
Those were great cartoons, too. I mean, you can still see him on TV, but he always couldn't see, he'd mistake everything for something, but he was a big one. And that's what I got to explain to a lot of kids who haven't seen Nick at Night or wherever else to show them now. But you can find almost all the stuff on YouTube.
No, you can find it all on YouTube, but there's some sort of like channel that they'll make you pay a lot more for to watch all of these old
Ain't that
cartoons.
the truth?
Yeah, they'll make you pay so much more for it. But
they do.
I remember when they used to come on at nighttime, like late at night, all of the really, really older shows would come on.
Well, it's amazing how my youngest son is 6 years old. He loves the old cartoons.
Oh, because it's simple.
Well, they're
classic.
great, yeah.
They're simple and they're classic. I mean, you can't go with the old. You can't like get away from the older cartoons. All right. Mr. Magoo was the elderly and wealthy, short-statured retiree who gets into a series of comical situations as a result of his extreme nearsightedness and stubborn refusal to admit that he has a problem. I know some people
He would talk to mannequins in stores and rakes and things like that.
If he would only just talk to someone.
Now we have the Martin Luther King Jr. Charter School Band under the direction of Charles Brooks. They're the Rhythm of the Lower Ninth Ward. They were established back in 2009. They're the only band in New Orleans to perform for two presidents, both Barack Obama and George Bush.
Oh, that's awesome.
They won a bunch of awards, and they've been with the Bacchus Parade for 23 years of his career.
Oh, wow. Let's listen in. Let's listen in. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Charter High School Band.
Again, Bacchus. Let's get loud for the Martin Luther King Jr. Charter School Band. Lower 14, my favorite every year to say, Mr. Bacchus.
All right, you know, we're talking about those signature floats you want to see in every Bacchus parade. This is one of them, the Bacchus.
I had a hard time saying this one before when I first started the
Why?
Bacchus.
Bacchus. It's 85 feet long. It's a tandem float. There are 75 riders. They have light-up hats, bubble gum, and whale beads. This float made its first appearance for the opening of the Audubon Zoo's aquarium. That was back in 1991. I remember that opening very well. It was a momentous time. That was the year that Steve Gutenberg was Bacchus 23. By the way, he rode on the tail of the Bacchus.
So what would the tail? Oh my goodness!
It's a big one.
The tail moves now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's moved now, and it's actually one of the amazing floats. I remember the first time that I came here and I had the opportunity to really kind of be in the Bacchus Rendezvous. Everyone told me that they were waiting for the Bacchus to come through. And I remember looking at the lady like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, no, it's a great one.
It is amazing. All right, look at Wendy. She caught something. Wendy, what do you got out there?
Now, it's some shady. Okay, this is the Baka Wapa. Is that how you say?
Baka Wapa.
Baka Wapa. Yeah. Woo. Okay, I was trying to say, ooh, okay, champagne showers over here. I don't know. I just want a sock.
Dreams.
Can I get a sock? Can I get some socks? I'm really just happy about this. This is going to go to my niece. Okay, yeah. This is the McDonald's 35. Their band is coming up right now.
All right.
All right, McDonald 35. Whitney, thank you so much.
One of the guys brought me up another Frisbee. This is a Mr. Mardi Gras Frisbee.
I love that one.
Dedicated to Blaine Kern. This is one that's going to be a keeper.
That's going to be a nice one.
That's a nice
one. That one.
Look at
I
that.
kind of wanted to take this whole thing home and put it in my backyard.
I tried to last year. They won't let us.
Oh, no. I wanted to take it home. I have a backyard, and it can be a bird feeder.
It would be awesome.
It would be amazing.
But they are kind of testy when you try to steal stuff.
Well, we should just run.
Because I tried.
We should just run. Run with it. All right, guys. We are looking at McDonald 35 Senior High School Band led by Felix Lewis. McDonald 35 opened in 1917 and is today located in Gentilly, and the Eagles Band performs in parades all carnival season long. You know what? As a Warren Easton graduate, I used to always say they were our rivals, but I give you this. They were the perfect rivals to have because they have a terrific school, terrific band, terrific dance team. They were the exact rivals that we needed. So major props to McDonald 35. You guys are doing well over there at the Eagles High School Band. Yeah,
I've seen them in a bunch of parades this year. They are in demand because they're great.
Certainly.
Yeah.
Oh, certainly. And let's listen in right now.
Bacchus, this is no time to sleep. But please welcome float number 15, Mr. Sandman. Although this float is tossing some sleep masks, I may need one after the next few days.
All right, Sharice, I'm going to test your musical knowledge. Do you know the song, Mr. Sandman?
Bring me a dream.
Whoa.
Think of the goodest that I've ever seen.
Okay,
I know that one,
I'm super
baby.
impressed.
I know that one. Come on, you gotta give me some credit.
I'm wearing my Mr. Sandman socks tonight. But I'm very impressed, and your voice is much better than mine.
All right. This is float number 15, Mr. Sandman. The European folk character Sandman dates back, believe it or not, to 1816 when he puts people to sleep and inspires their beautiful dreams by sprinkling magic sand into their eyes.
All right.
Which means that Jordan Peele is going to somehow grab a hold of this and make it a horror film.
I think I need to get a hold of a recording device, record you singing Mr. Sandman. It could be a hit. All right. We have our next band, the Whitehaven High School Band. These guys are all the way from Memphis, Tennessee.
Memphis, baby.
And they feature the naturally renowned Funkaholic drum line.
Ooh.
and more than 150 members. Boy, we do like a Funkaholic drum.
Yeah, we do like it. They fit in perfectly with us. Memphis, home of the blues, and you know, I got to tell you, having Memphis here is something that I will always love. Their drum line, we have seen the Whitehaven drum line here many a times before, and they are fantastic. It's nothing like the drums that gives you the energy to kind of get your hips moving.
Oh, yeah. And Whitney's down by the parade route. When you hear those big bass drums pound, they are loud.
They are really loud. I doubt she'd be able to hear anything that we were saying right now because they're a complete drum line. Hey, Eric, I've never seen you get your hips moving.
Well, we're moving in the break. Oh, you saw moving in the break? I just don't do it on TV.
Eric's got some moves. You don't want to do it. Eric has some moves, baby.
Well, I don't want to look that white. Oh, Whitney's got
I heard everything y'all was saying. The drums was not by me, baby. They were gone. But I do have the moves when they come by. Okay. So I just want to show y'all. I got a sleeping mask from Mr. Sandman. Mr. Sandman.
There you go.
I don't know the words there. But
Well,
I do know the
got
song. These are some great throws. I'm going to use this tonight when I go to bed. Catch some Z's. If we go to bed, because I don't think this party ends until the morning.
Well, the one thing they're trying to do with Bacchus, and they've been doing it for a couple of years, they're trying to give out sustainable throws.
And it's the best thing.
Use that don't sit in a bin somewhere.
Exactly. Because I want to use these things. Now, this bubble thing, I don't know what we're using it for. I'm going to give it to one of my little nieces because I know they'll use it. But it's cool.
You'll be a hit with your niece.
Yes, I'm going to be the best art coming home from Mardi Gras. Okay?
Oh, my goodness. All the kids will love. I
want to show y'all how nice it looks, though. Can I?
Yeah, go ahead.
Look, with the lights out, we are lit up out here. Do you see all the necklaces, the shoes, all the clothes that are just twinkling in the night sky? The floats look better when it's dark.
Oh, yes, it does. I mean, we have some light up beads here. People that have been passing to me. I haven't been able to catch as many as you, Whitney, but I've been getting a lot of these light up beads up here from people who are catching
We've
it
had
down
some really
there.
nice people come up and give us stuff. And I'll tell you what, when they brought the LEDs in, it changed the whole way that nighttime parades look. It just did everything.
Yes, it definitely does. All right.
Oh, here's my guy.
We got our next one. Float number 16. This is Mr. Peabody.
That's right. Hector J. Peabody, simply known as Mr. Peabody, was a cartoon dog from the 50s and 60s. He appeared in animated segments during the adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Remember that.
One of the greatest cartoons of all time. He was accompanied by his sidekick, Sherman. Also seen on the float, the character was revived from 2015 to 2017. Mr. Peabody will be tossing his food bowls and toys for everybody.
Give me a food bowl. If he's tossing out real bowls, the dogs need something.
You said fool's gold?
Food bowl.
Food bowl. I got you a cup, baby. I got you another cup.
I was trying to get something for the dog.
Well, give your dog a cup, you know?
My children are at home. My dogs, they need something to eat out of.
And by the way, with Mr. Peabody, that's exactly halfway through this parade.
Right.
Because they have 32 floats. We're at number 16 now.
You know what? We have so many floats that are coming through and also so many fantastic bands that are coming
Washington
through.
High School, located in Central City. It's a KIPP school. It has a long history here in New Orleans. Louis Armstrong reigned over the crew of Zulu. His ball was held in the school's auditorium. Now that's a bit of history right there.
Yeah, it should be made a historic place for that very, very reason. Having Louis Armstrong hold your ball, the Zulu ball, inside of the auditorium, Booker T, that's absolutely amazing. Are they're about to perform for us? Let's go ahead and listen in.
Now performing for the captain, the ribbon platform, the Booker T. Washington High School band.
just heard right there, Booker T. Washington. They
All
sound amazing.
And here's one. Do you know the song for this one? Oh, Horse is a Horse, of course, of course.
I've seen the show. It was in black and white, wasn't it?
I think it was in black and white.
It was
actually,
in black and white. It was on Nick at
Ed.
Night. I remember
Mr. Ed,
Mr.
the
Ed.
talking horse.
He did used to talk. I don't remember the song, but I do know it was a black and white, and it was a horse, and it talked.
Well, he used to talk like this, the Wilbur.
I remember this one. Talking horse owned by the klutzy architect Wilbur Post in a 1960 CBS sitcom.
And actually, it was a big deal, and people didn't think it was going to fly when they first wanted to put it on. They go, a talking horse?
Yeah.
But it flew. It worked.
Well, we've got SpongeBob, so we got a talking sponge, so that's making it happen. All 143 episodes of the show were filmed in black and white. Oh, I remember this. I knew this before I even read this. Riders on this float are tossing riding props and socks, which Whitney is supposed to be gathering for me because it seems like I always have to buy new socks.
Yeah, the Mr. Ed socks are really kind of cool. Whitney, if you can get some of those, you'll like those.
I didn't get any Mr. Ed socks.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I did get a tambourine.
That's good. They're also throwing out lighted horseshoes too. And here's another one of the great floats, the Bacchusaurus.
All right, the Bacchusaurus. Try to catch a pair of those dino light-up beads from this gentle green dinosaur carrying crew members in wine caskets. Bacchusaurus debuted in 1975 when the theme was the circus parade, and Jackie Gleason was Bacchus.
Good Lord, Jackie Gleason.
Right, it takes you
back.
back.
That was back in the day.
That takes you all the way back, I'm telling you. Bacchusaurus is actually another one of those floats where it's just dynamic. I love that the floats are so animated in this parade.
Well, and you think about how long this one's been around, and it wouldn't be the Bacchus parade without the Bacchusaurus.
No.
Without the Bacawapa.
No.
We'll have the Baccha Kong coming up in a little while. But, no, it's a fun parade, and I'm glad they've kept a lot of the ones that are fan favorites. And then again, the new ones with all the Mr. and Mrs.
Right,
great.
all the Misters are cute. All right. So it looks like
Pierre Capto Charter School. They're out of Gentilly. They have 120 students in the band. The school was established back in the 1920s as a junior high school.
Right.
It was reorganized in 2017. It's now a NOLA charter school.
Right.
And they put on a good performance.
All right, we got the kids that are marching in, and you know what? I have always been a huge proponent of making sure that our kids are taken care of and making sure that they pick up instruments. It keeps them motivated to do something even bigger, keeps them busy. Music has always been not only one of the greatest features of the city of New Orleans, but one of the greatest saviors in the city as well.
And it helps with so many other things in life, you know? All right, there's another one, Mr. Freeze. Mr. Freeze, see, he was one of the DC comic characters.
I remember Mr. Freeze,
I do remember him. First appeared in Batman number 121. His alter ego was Dr. Victor Freeze, a German scientist, was caught in a laboratory mishap while attempting to find a cure for his terminally ill wife. He then turned to a life of crime to find a cure for his wife any way possible.
It sounds like every movie that Denzel Washington has done.
Well, it's like every DC, Marvel, and...
What is that movie Denzel Washington did when his son was passing away? What was that? John Q.
John Q.
That's what it was.
Do you remember
that sounds like the theme right there.
Do you remember the one he did right after Katrina here in New Orleans?
Oh, Deja Vu.
Vu.
I watched it the other day.
That was actually
I saw
good
Paula
movie.
Patton in New Orleans recently, so she must be filming.
Yeah, and it's great how many movies are being filmed in New Orleans right now.
Oh, yeah. So many wonderful films are in New Orleans right now. All right, Walter L. Cohen, College Prep is who you're looking at right now. They're led by band director David Wallace. The school was initially established in 1949, reorganized in 2011. The band, under the direction of David Wallace Cohen, has innovative programs in music all across all the grade levels, allowing students to become proficient on a particular musical instrument. So, I mean, look at our dancers right there. Go ahead, Walter Cohen. And let me tell you, when you march these parades, if you've been a part of the dance team or the band or anything like that, it's work. It's tiresome. You're walking for miles.
Yeah, they have a long parade route.
You have to keep the energy up. You have to keep the crowd going. You have to make sure that no matter how tired you are, you don't let it show on your face.
Yeah.
I mean, walking in these parades are a great deal. So kudos to all of these bands that are marching through.
And Sharice, I learned from you tonight that you don't cook. Do you clean your house?
Yeah, I clean my house.
Do you use Mr. Clean?
I hire somebody. The house gets clean.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm doing it, but somebody's doing it.
I kind of thought that was the case.
Somebody comes to clean
Somebody
it.
comes to clean it. Someday you'll know their name.
Oh, God, yeah. One day. One of these days. But it's clean, though. I'll give
All
you
right,
that.
Mr. Clean is showcasing beads that he caught along the parade route. He's the mascot of Procter & Gamble for their all-purpose cleaner. The mascot, called the Genie in the Bottle, is based on a United States sailor from Pensacola, Florida. I did not know that.
I did not know that either. How do you get the opportunity to be called Mr. Clean? You are that guy.
Well, have you seen lately, this is totally off the subject, the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile has been driving around
I did see
uptown.
that.
I've seen it a couple of times.
I did see that.
I once drove the Wienermobile.
You drove it?
I got to drive it.
Oh, my goodness. Did you crash it?
Nope.
Oh.
Picked up strangers, but it was fun.
Oh, you're looking at the Mr. Clean float number 20. We still got some way to go, people. We have, how many are we doing? 36?
32 floats.
32 floats. 32 floats. Take a look at this. It is amazing. Now, look. I love the Caribbean. We have a steel drum band that's coming up.
The Petoskey Steel Drum Band.
Steel drum band that's coming up. And hailing from Michigan, the Petoskey Steel Drum Band has been entertaining audiences around the country for the last 28 years. 30-piece ensemble celebrates the sounds of a Caribbean steel drums. They have almost 400 students participating in grades 6 through 12. You know, this is just a good place for me to just wind my hips. Wind my hips, baby. Harry, I need some hip work.
My hips are retired. If I could move them like that, I would.
We have to get to, I mean, come on, it's a steel drum band.
And let me ask you this. Would you ever think that a steel drum band would come out of Michigan?
No, not at all. I did not expect that.
That was a surprise to me.
Eric, I can get Eric behind these hips a little bit. Can I get a little shoulder action?
What now?
Little shoulders?
Yeah. Oh, here's Bacchus Kong. Otherwise, I'd have been moving like crazy.
Yes.
King Kong, Queen Kong, and Baby Kong were united in this 133-long tandem float.
Oh, wow.
For the cruise's 50th anniversary. King Kong thumps his chest and roars. His wife applies her lipstick. Kong first appeared in the cruise 4th parade in 1972. Do you have any idea who Phil Harris was?
Do you want me to answer that?
He was an entertainer back in the day. He was Bacchus in 1972. The Kongs have a lot of specialty throws. Kong socks, light-up beads, footballs, and Kong-sized cups.
Oh, look at it animated and beating his chest right now. That's amazing. You know, when you talk about that history, though, just to know that we get to take part in all of the history that's flowing through here, and all of these floats that are coming through, they have some sort of connection to what New Orleans used to do back in the day when Bacchus used to throw. But
that is true.
We're upgrading it as the years go by, but there's still a connection to the past. I think that's amazing. I mean, they look amazing, by the way. I want to get those, the light-up throws they have. They don't see me, but if someone can hear me, bring me some of those. All right, we got another band. It sounds like it's coming through.
By the way, I think it's 100 degrees up here on this. Well, the lights are kind of hot.
I think it's the lights. All right, you're getting a look at the floats, the Bacchus Kong family. And right now we have Mr. Bubbles coming through, one of the Mr. floats.
Did you have Mr. Bubbles when you were a kid?
Yes, I do remember Mr. Bubbles.
Yeah.
This is a bath product made by the Village Company. The character was developed in 1961, and it's the #1 brand of bath products in the United States. Riders are throwing rubber ducks and sponges.
And kids love Mr. Bubbles.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think that is just a part of all of our childhoods.
Yeah, I
in
think
any
so,
form.
too.
You know, Mr. Bubbles, you know.
And they
Mr.
got the bubbles flowing out of it right now.
I think that's
and
so
look how
great.
happy Mr. Bubbles looks.
Oh, the float looks amazing. And you know what? I keep turning around because it's like you just to see
Well, you
them
want to
in
see
person.
it. You know, yeah, we're watching it on a monitor. It's so great to see it in person.
To see them in person is
Oh,
amazing.
and we have a big one coming up, Mr. October. And I told you who that was.
Yes, you did.
Okay, you do know that now.
Yes.
Reggie Jackson.
Yes.
Boy, he was Mr. October in the World Series. Just I mean, you talk about a Hall of Fame baseball player.
Yeah.
Reggie Jackson was the greatest.
Right fielder, played 21 seasons for teams like the Athletics, Yankees, and the Orioles. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1993. And get this, nicknamed Mr. October for his clutch hitting in postseason high pressure situations. During his career, 563 home runs.
One of baseball's greats. And we'll take a quick break and be right back with more Bacchus 2023.
A baseball legend, Reggie Jackson. Nicknamed Mr. October for his clutch hitting in postseason high pressure situations during his career. He hit 563 home runs.
Oh, it's a bubble that made it all its way
yeah.
over here.
And here we have Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. By the way, the socks they're throwing are different colors.
Okay.
One for Dr. Jekyll and one for Mr. Hyde.
Okay. All right. So that means it's Whitney's job. I've been tasking Whitney with this. I need some new socks, girl. I need Whitney to make sure that she can catch the socks.
Honey, but I got you some cups. Ooh, this is beautiful.
Whitney, we need some. What?
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
Your cup. Okay. Ooh.
Got a cup? Want some socks?
Whitney, we need some
I thought
socks.
that I got a good hand. I didn't know I could play. Uh-oh. Man down. Man down.
Oh boy. Okay, so they're gonna catch somebody. I mean, we call that one a party foul.
Well,
But-
sometimes you have a little too much fun when you're
Right.
close.
He's all right.
But
Well, that's
Whitney,
good. I'm
He's
glad
all
he's
right.
okay.
Whitney, what's the energy like down there? Tell me what's going on in front of the parade.
It's electric. It's electric. Oh, I have a friend right here, y'all. Look at my girl.
Oh,
I know. Say hey, girl. Hey.
Oh, she looks so familiar.
Michelle's all dressed up and ready to party.
I'm so sorry. I just put her on the spot. But anyway, I got you a cub. But I just turned TJ, turn around. Look how beautiful. The lights. It's like lights, camera, action.
Oh, yeah, no.
Okay? Everybody is dressed so nice.
Well, the crowd's as pretty as the float sometimes.
The crowds are as beautiful as the floats. Yes, they are. It's the costumes for me. Okay, but the girls that got the glitter dresses from head to toe.
Oh, yeah.
Glitter shoes, glitter earrings, everything's glitter. Everything that glitters go. Be careful, TJ. Okay.
Whitney, I think that one of the favorites is coming up, the Bacchus Gator.
Oh, I see him.
Which is a really long, and also, Eric, one of those classics that we talked about.
Yeah. This was actually part of the gates for the 1984 World's Fair. You're way too young to remember that, but oh my God, that was the most fun we ever had in New Orleans.
Oh my goodness. Look at this. We have the Bacchus Gator, and get this. Apparently, this is one of Carnival's first tandem floats.
Is what now?
One of Carnival's first tandem floats.
Oh, yeah.
Look at how long this gator is. I mean, 105 feet long, 114 riders. They're throwing plush gators, gator footballs, light-up beads.
And
Whitney
it's
is
a classic
for us.
one.
It is. It is certainly a classic. Take a look at that. The lights are beautiful. Whitney is down there. And let me tell you, the energy here is electric. People are screaming for these throws. I wish that people can throw something way back here, but I don't know if they can make it all the way back here.
All right, well, we got a break. I got to talk to my buddy Clark Brennan,
Hi.
the captain of Bacchus. Let me tell you what, you guys had an amazing ride tonight. The weather was perfect.
It was perfect.
Yes.
The weather was perfect. The crowds were huge, and we just had a great time. Man.
And you picked a great king this year, too.
Oh, he was awesome. Adam
Okay.
did a great job, and he said, could he come back every year?
No, I've always wanted to ask. I said, when it comes to picking a king, there are so many amazing kings that can
Sure,
rule
sure.
for Bacchus. How do you narrow it down?
Well, we have a great track record, the way we treat our kings, and usually when we send them our information and they see the past history of the kings, they're like, man, that'd be something cool to be in that number.
Right.
And so it takes some time. We've got friends that know friends, but it's a process
Yes.
to get them because they have no clue what it is.
And you know what I love? Some of the kings have come back and just ride
Yes,
on
yes,
some of
yes.
the floats just
Andy
because they want to be part of it. They love it so much.
Yeah, Andy Garcia comes back every year. Anthony Mackie's been coming back
Anthony
every year.
Mackie's son is one of the pages.
Exactly,
Yes,
exactly.
yes.
Jensen Ackles, Josh Jamal, they've all been back to ride, which I think is a great testament to Bacchus for these guys to come back and do it on their own. You know?
I mean, I've seen some of the same kings come back because, again, a testament to Bacchus. You guys do it bigger and bigger every single year. Is there always a pressure after every carnival season to really up your game?
Well, we always want to up our game, but I don't want to get any bigger.
Oh.
Well, yeah, and we're watching some of the parade from on the streets outside today. How are the crowds? The crowds must have been fantastic.
It was great, man. It was great. Look, we talked about it earlier. You know, the number one, the weather. Number two being 2 years of COVID. People just wanted to get out.
Right.
And so it was a great, great night.
I really think that this is the first carnival season that we have in a while where we don't really necessarily have as many restrictions that were imposed.
Correct.
Yeah.
Because last year, we still had some restrictions,
Yeah.
so people just weren't 100%.
Yeah, but you have a lot of people here. They've been having a good time. It's been well received by everyone. The lights have been, I mean, it literally, if you look around, if you could turn all the lights off, I think that we would just light this room with our throws.
Look behind you, Eric. I mean,
it's just amazing.
They've caught a bunch of bling, let's put it that way.
We would just light this entire room with our throws.
Well, and one of the reasons they have so much bling, I've said this about you guys for years, you guys are a very generous crew.
Sure.
You throw a lot of throws. Sure. And it is amazing that you have so many people who are willing to put up their hard-earned money so that people can enjoy the greatest free show on earth.
I think they enjoy doing it,
well, of course
but it
they
is,
do, yeah.
But it is the greatest free show on earth, as we've said.
Okay.
And the crowds were great this year, except for just a couple of days where we had inclement weather.
Yeah.
Yes,
For the most part, it's been really good.
Yeah.
And the crews are back to their regular routes, so that's
right.
great.
That's right.
I have to ask you, rendezvous night, it's always a big night. What else are we expecting this evening?
Well, you've got the Beach Boys coming
Oh,
right after the parade. And then we have dueling DJs this year with a really big pyrotechnic, laser, state-of-the-art show. I haven't seen it, so I'm looking forward to it as well.
So, by the way, did you have a favorite mister in the parade?
I love Uncle Blaine. I love
Mr.
Mardi Gras.
You can't. Okay,
So I mean
that's a given.
That's
in
a
fact,
given.
I saved one of the
Right.
Mr. Mardi Gras.
There you go. After that, I would say Mr. Bingle, Mr. Potato Head.
Okay.
Mr. Bingle is the most requested throw this year.
I can imagine.
Is it?
I can
It
imagine.
went crazy. It went crazy.
Come on. That's one of those things that you say it's ain't there no more, but really it's kind of there. It's still around a little bit.
It is.
Yeah, it's still around a little bit,
I
but you want to
thought
hold on
Mr.
to
Potato Head was going to be number one. It was Mr. Bingle.
Well, see, a lot of us are Trekkies. I know Chris Franklin and I are both Trekkies. So Mr. Spock was my favorite.
We can get you one of those black wigs if you want to put it on.
I would do it. I saw the Spock ears.
Yes.
And so Chris and I were talking about what's our favorite Star Trek movie.
Yeah.
Of course, it was Wrath of Khan.
Sure. Sure.
I just wanted the Mr. Potato Head throws because I said that I've dated a lot of Mr. Potato Heads. So I think that I should have one on my shelf, something I can hold on to.
She's not naming names.
Not naming names
here.
here. Not naming names, but
Good. We're all good?
Clark, congratulations
Thanks,
on
man.
another great year.
Thank you all so much for what y'all
All
do.
right,
thank you. Wonderful to see you.
Appreciate it.
This has been a fantastic year. And look, guys, we have another band that's coming through right now. Take a look. I think this is the Warrenville Heights High School Band. Take a listen in.
Have a good ride.
All right. All right. We are back. Right now as we speak. The Mr. Rogers float is going by. Fred Rogers, American television host, author, producer, and Presbyterian minister. Creator and host of the television series Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, which ran back from 1968 to 2001.
No, it doesn't come
We
up.
all know
That's
Mr.
awesome.
Rogers. But let me tell you, while we're watching Mr. Rogers, we have someone even more amazing that's on the podium with us right now.
Amount of amazing.
Similar. He is. You are.
I won't try to say more than Mr.
Well,
Rogers.
you're amazing.
Okay, but I'll give you this, Adam. Mr. Rogers was never Bacchus. You are.
Yes, you
You
are.
know what? Now that we're saying it, I'm better. Sure, you said it.
I meant it. Adam Devine, how was your ride today? You look like you're having the time of your life.
It was unreal. I can't even explain it. This city is my favorite city in the whole world. The people here are just the best, and the amount of warmth that came off of them, it was unreal. I can't stop saying how much I love New Orleans. And thank you to Bacchus for bringing me here.
Well, and you probably knew a lot about this. You are married to your wife's from Houma.
That's right.
And so they probably told you all about this. So this is kind of like a real thrill.
Yeah, it was a lot of like, hey, if you are lucky enough, maybe someday you might become Bacchus.
Oh my God.
It was a lot of like, keep working.
Right.
Because you haven't earned it yet.
Now,
and then now I have, so I can throw it in their faces for the rest of my life.
Do they ever try to do a comparison? Now you know that at different sections of Louisiana they have their own version of Mardi Gras. Have you gone to Mardi Gras in Houma and Mardi Gras versus New Orleans?
No, I've never done Mardi Gras, never in my life. This is
Really?
the first time. I've been to New Orleans hundreds of times, but
God.
I've never done New
Just
Orleans.
not during Carnival
Or, sorry,
time.
never done
Well,
Mardi Gras.
In Homa, they throw some great parades.
I know they do. I've been told.
I'm
Believe
surprised
me,
your wife
they
hasn't
keep
taken
telling
you
me.
there. All right. But what was the most surprising thing to you about this ride?
You know, just the amount of like love from the city. It was like you expect people to be excited that a parade is happening, but the amount of love that I saw from the city was truly unreal.
Okay, so you have a lot of things that you have to do. I don't know how often you're here, but you've had some king cake, right?
Yep,
You've gotten some beignets.
obviously.
Have you hung out on Bourbon Street?
You know I have, girl.
And Frenchman Street, more Portland.
You know I live that life.
How late you
Have you
staying up
been on-
tonight?
Wait, when did you come in this morning?
No, this morning I tied it up early because I knew I had a big day today. But I've been here for five days, so we've gone out the other days.
What's
By
your
the
favorite
way-
meal so far?
You know, the Cabana's Palace.
That's hard.
Probably,
Yeah, that's wonderful. Yeah.
that was an easy one
That's
to
a
love.
fave.
I
That's
got to
a
tell you
fave.
this. You had all those pages on your float tonight.
That's right.
You went to the Pages party on Thursday night. They said they loved you.
A lot of Gatorade, Powerade at the Pages party. Yeah.
Hot dogs and
Yeah, a lot of
all the
hot
gourmet
dogs,
food, yeah.
popcorn. Yeah.
Yes.
No, those kids are so sweet. It was so cool to see them, how excited they were to just be a part of this, and I was excited to have
Well,
them.
What's next for you in television or movies or what?
I got a bunch of things coming out. Righteous Gemstones,
Oh.
my show
Yeah.
on HBO.
Love
That's going to
it.
come out this summer. I got a movie with me and Pierce Brosnan, Ellen Barkin, Nina Dobrev, action comedy. That's going to come on Netflix this summer. So
Yes.
we got things that are happening.
Righteous Gemstones is actually
That is a
one
great
of my
show.
favorites,
Yeah.
introduced to me by a cousin of mine. But you know what? You have a terrific story, and I love the fact that you went to speak with the Children's Hospital, which is really interesting because of the connection that they have, that Bacchus has with Children's Hospital. That's one of my favorite things about
It was
this
cool. It was
organization.
just sort of like kismet. So I had a bad accident when I was a kid. I was hit by a cement truck. I had 28 surgeries, couldn't walk for almost 2 years.
Yes.
So I spent a lot of time in children's hospitals. And so anytime I'm anywhere, I try to go to a children's hospital. I've actually been to this children's hospital in 2017, I want to say.
Oh, that's cool.
So it was cool kind of going back and seeing some of the same nurses, and then obviously a lot of new kids and just seeing their excitement.
And
on
I
their
got to
faces.
imagine as a child, did you ever have in your wildest dreams that you'd have a career this good and be Bacchus one day?
Yeah, I'm a psychopath.
Well, at least you're honest. I like
Yeah.
that.
I was like, hey, the world is mine. You know, You know, I think shoot for the moon. You might land there. Who
Yeah.
knows?
Well,
And
everything
that's for any kid that is looking at their life and thinking they might, you know, you're in a certain situation and you might not get there. It could happen to you. It really could.
Everything I've seen you in, you've been great. You are truly a star, and you've been
Right.
a great Bacchus.
Thank you, guys.
Let me
I
just tell
mean that.
you,
Appreciate it.
Righteous Gemstones, I don't know if this isn't a plug, but maybe it is. It's a terrific show. Watch the show. It's hilarious.
Hey, plug
You
it.
in
Thank you.
You in it are absolutely hilarious. A friend of mine introduced to it, my cousin actually, and he said, you got to see this show. It's amazing, and you do, so much justice.
Thank you.
Is it
Thank
okay?
you so much.
Okay to
Team
do a
Bacchus,
selfie?
Team Bacchus. Oh, I
Adam,
would say,
I'm
Harold
sorry.
Bacchus, I guess we got to get our selfie right now. Let them get a selfie right now. I'm going to get mine in a second. Right now, we're going to toss things down. I don't know if Whitney Miller's down there listening to the band. Whitney, what's going on, girl?
Hey,
By the way,
y'all. I pity the fool. Okay, Mr. T just came by and gave me a nice necklace. Y'all know about Mr. T? Oh, y'all taking a picture. Okay, that's fine. We're down here still living our best lives. We just had a nice little band come by. Mr. T Flow just came by, handed out these. I was looking to see if they had any of those Mr. T rings, but they did not. And the next flow coming up, oh, this is the Mr. Incredible. Anybody know about Mr. Incredible? Because I'm incredible, but
Approaching
Mrs.
the
Incredible.
captain's grandstand is float 28, Mr. Incredible.
Now, I've been talking to one of my friends. We can't put this one up, but tell us, you got a Mr. T necklace as well.
I pity the fool.
She pities the fool.
Pity the fool. Pity the fool.
What's your favorite part about coming to the rendezvous?
Shelly Remkus, and I am here for the party. Woo!
Did somebody just get hit in the head? You gotta duck and weave. Okay, you gotta bob and weave, right?
I have a bob and weave. Bob and weave.
Bob and weave.
Duck.
Duck for cover. All right, the next band coming up is Ildred Osborne Marching Band. They're coming down the way. And what I love the most is they're young people that are really giving us the vibe. So let's listen into them.
Yeah, Whitney, you got the Mildred Osborne Charter Band led by Thomas Grant. They come from the East, baby. Comes to the Mildred Osborne Charter School Band under the direction of Thomas Grant, as we just mentioned. Established in 2013 in the Kenilworth section of New Orleans East. Again, we love our young musicians. Let's give them a listen in. Well, let me tell you something. There's nothing or no one I love more than Mr. Coffee.
Really? See, I'm on a morning show. I do not drink coffee.
Hey, you don't drink coffee.
Leslie Spoon does not drink coffee.
I drink coffee 4 times or at least 5 times a day.
I can't do it. But I'll tell you what. I do remember the commercials with Joe DiMaggio.
Oh, yes.
And Mr. Coffee.
Yes, yes.
So it's good. So it's a big mister they've got in this parade.
All right. The Mr. Coffee brand manufactures automatic drip kitchen coffee machines as well as other coffee products. And I have to say, I'm a big automatic drip coffee fan. I've gone away from my Keurig days. They were found in the early 70s. Mr. Coffee has often been referenced in pop culture and has been promoted by celebrities such as Joe DiMaggio. Writers are tossing coffee cups. Whitney, you better give me a coffee cup.
I hope they're not porcelain or anything. And New Orleans is a huge coffee town. Out in the east, we have the biggest coffee factory, the Folgers plant.
Yes, we do. And I mean, one of my favorite things, when I was living out in the east, I would drive over the bridge sometimes
you can smell
in the morning,
that coffee,
and you smell all the coffee, man. That is a good wake-up call.
All right. Here we have Rosenwald Collegiate Academy. They opening in 2018 and 19 academic year. The Rosenwald Collegiate Academy is on the West Bank here in New Orleans under the direction of Tennell Moore. Let's listen to them. We are so glad they're in our parade tonight.
Salty. We just heard from Rosenwald, and look, we talk about something ain't there no more, but they are definitely here.
Well, Barry Kern just told us that's the most requested throw in this parade, or the Mr. Bingle throws. Mr. Bingle is such an icon in New Orleans, and every New Orleanian who grew up here knows Mr. Bingle.
Yes, I will tell you that Mr. Bingle, and it goes by it's a generational thing. Every generation either grew up watching the Little Mr. Bingle cartoon or seeing Mr. Bingle when it was outside of, what's the department store?
Was it Holmes or Maison Blanche?
Maison Blanche. Yes, it was outside of the department store. Or right now, you have the new generation, my nephew, who, when Christmas comes around, we have to go upstairs to Dillard's and play with the Mr. Bingle toys that we see.
No, and it's a very New Orleans thing, and we love it. It was great. The reason I thought about D.H. Holmes, I used to go there. They used to make the best chocolate-covered graham cracker cookies. But he was outside of Maison Blanche for years.
Yes, and you have a lot of people who just love it. When you hear about Mr. Bingle, it's all in their childhood, and it's going generationally. It's something that you just kind of got to keep passing along, you know?
Well, and for those of us who have been in New Orleans for a long time, you see the changes. A lot of the things you don't ever want to change. Mr. Bingle, one of them. But there's been so many changes in New Orleans that it's just, well, we have that ain't there no more, but so many things that we loved, and were so much of us, from Time Saver to K&B to the D.H. Holmes to Maison Blanche, you know?
And you talk about, being a part of our local culture. Mr. Bingle was created by Emile Aline in 1947.
Yeah.
And they're throwing plush snowmen in Mr. Bingle's socks. But let me tell you again, it's one of those things, there's certain things that come and go, but this is one of those characters that was created that particularly struck with.
And I'll tell you what, I mentioned before how generous this parade is. When we had that frontal shot, you could see the stuff. They're hurling stuff off that float.
They are. They are definitely.
And there's a popular float.
And you're right now getting to look at the crowds. Everyone is lit up inside of the convention center. There is a lot of energy. Yeah, well, yes, certainly there's a lot of people being lit in here. Use it the way you want, baby. Use it the way you want. All right, we have Mr. Peanut and Mr. Salty coming up. I can think of two people when I hear that name, Mr. Peanut and Mr. Salty.
I do like the logo, though.
It is cute. It's gorgeous. I love it.
I wonder if Mr. Peanut has always had to have that monocle. It's just his bad eyesight in one eye.
I don't know. I have no idea.
All right, Mr. Peanut is the advertising logo and the mascot of the Planters Snack Food Company. He's depicted as a peanut in his shell, wearing his formal clothing, including the top hat, the monocle, the white gloves, spats, and the cane. Mr. Salty is a sailor nickname made of pretzels, and he wears a Nabisco hat and a white tie. Mr. Salty was discontinued in the 1990s, but Mr. Peanut is still around.
I was going to ask, I'm looking for Mr. Salty. Oh, okay. I don't remember Mr. Salty too much, honestly.
I kind of do. But
I remember Mr. Peanut.
Yeah, well, Mr. Peanut's still around.
Yeah.
Mr. Salty ain't there no more.
Right, there's another ain't there no more situation. But we all are a little Mr. Salty.
Okay, this is our second to last float.
All right, I think I hear a band coming up. Do we have another band coming? But again, looking at Mr. Peanut and Mr. Salty, and we're getting close to the end, and I will tell you that the energy has been high throughout this entire parade, especially inside of the convention center.
And we look at this float and the other name floats like this that they had to reimagine, and it was such a big job for Kern Studios to do this, the biggest job they've ever had in a turnaround for a parade.
All right, right now we have E-Course High School Band. Our final band tonight, the E-Course Mighty Marching Raiders, under the direction of Lord Amani Hooper. They come all the way from Michigan, and as they were coming here to perform, they actually made stops and performances at HBCUs along the way.
Can you imagine what a thrill it is to come down here from Michigan and to see the biggest free show in the world, and you get to be part of it.
Yes, I was telling someone recently, I was getting phone calls and emails, and they asked if I received an email, and I said no. I've not received an email in the last couple of days. Well, rather, I haven't looked at them because everywhere else it's just Sunday or Monday.
Monday or Tuesday,
you know, and right here, baby, we're getting Mardi Gras season, and we're in the heart of it right now.
All right, we're ending the parade with Mr. Green Jeans.
Right.
For those of us of a certain generation who grew up with Captain Kangaroo and Mr. Green Jeans, this is a lot of nostalgia.
Oh my goodness, Mr. Green Jeans. He appeared on children's television show Captain Kangaroo, played by Hugh Branham. Mr. Green Jeans earned his name from his distinctive apparel. Obviously, you can see green overalls, which is lost to viewers because the show was broadcast in black and white.
Yeah.
Writers right now, they say they're throwing some suspenders. We actually got some suspenders here, Eric, that I think you would look fabulous
I'm taking those.
I think you would look fabulous in these.
I could use some suspenders right now.
I can give this, I would ask you to wear this in the morning news.
Well, you know what's going to be funny? A funny thing's going to happen to me tomorrow morning because I don't think I'm going to get much sleep. So no telling what's going to happen tomorrow on the Eyewitness Morning News. But what I'm hoping is that you'll be up bright and early, Cherise.
Oh, God.
to watch the Eyewitness Morning News.
I will be up bright and early to watch you. I give you that, my promise. I give you that. I give you that. I will give you a picture.
I'm texting you in the morning.
I will give you a picture showing me watching the morning news.
All right. We'll take a break and be right back.
Have a wonderful night.